First mini surprise comes on move 1. He plays knight f3. He plays a ready opening. Ding responds with one of the most reputable systems against it. We reach what would seem to be asymmetrical Grunfeld, but the bigger surprise comes on move 7. We have rook e1, an exceedingly rare move. So rare, in fact, that most games in the database have this position with white to play. But it turns out to be an incredibly ingenious resource cooked up by Gukesh and his team. After 30 minutes of deliberation, Ding opted for the principled d takes c4. This led to a fascinating early struggle in the center, and now a surprise from black side. We were expecting b5, to which Gukesh would have very likely responded h3, and now the bishop has several spots it can jump back to. I'm sure that the more capable analysts will break down the pluses and minuses of this setup, but it was not meant to be. c5, a surprise from Ding, leading to a fascinating Benoni structure. d5, e6, Gukesh secures the bishop pair, and after the trade on d5, unfortunately for Ding, he's unable to capture on d5. For obvious reasons, b7 will be lost, and the rook will be trapped. Gukesh recovers the extra pawn, equalizes the material, and asserts a small but very stable and very nagging advantage, which soon blossoms into an even bigger advantage, because Ding, using a lot of time, b4 was an excellent decision, again, causing really, really difficult tasks, posing them every single move, and eventually, Ding cracks. Or so it seems. In this position, he opts for queen takes a2, decides that in time pressure, his last chance is to go for the insane complications. He misses the crazy computer resource c3, which he cannot be blamed for. Queen takes c3, knight takes d5, apparently would have kept white's advantage at a minimum. But after queen b3, an incredible sequence by Gukesh, realizing that the queen is essentially in prison, and then finding the clutch money move rook a5, targeting the b5 pawn when there were so many other tempting resources present. Ding, after repeating moves, Gukesh goes for rook takes b5. Ding finds the best practical resource, queen d3. Apparently bishop e3, keeping the tension, would have been the cleanest path to a likely victory. But instead, queen f4 should have been good enough. Now, Ding finds a way with his last seconds ticking down to trade off the queens, and here Gukesh, he rushes it. Maybe keeping the bishop pair would have given more winning chances, but instead, he trades on g7, he goes for the c4 pawn and underestimates Ding's resource of getting the knight back into the game, and suddenly, Ding finds knight c6, another incredible move, and leading up to move 40, all that remained for Ding was to find the knight maneuver to d6, and he basically sets up an impervious fortress. But the nerves set in, and instead he went king e5, missing the trampolining of the rook from h4. And of course the point is that if Ding guards the h-pawn, the rook moves over to the other side of the board, and then up to a6, and black simply loses too many pawns. So instead, a desperate Ding tries to find counterplay. Gukesh finds rook c6, the only cleanly winning move, and now h4 would have led to sure victory. But after king e1, things get interesting again. f6, h4, rook d3, f6 turns out to be an absolutely brilliant move. And here in this position, Gukesh commits likely the move that allows the draw to happen. I'm not sure what the correct sequence would have been, probably bishop e2. Instead, he plays bishop d1 and allows a brilliant resource to take hold. The whole point, and what was likely missed by Gukesh, is that rook c4, setting up these twin threats, would have met with rook h3. And unfortunately for Gukesh, f3, black just gives endless checks on the first and second ranks. King d3 gets checkmated, so that resource is off the table. Unfortunately for Gukesh, he was forced to kick the rook back to a commanding square. Ding's pieces are way too active, and after a further, just absolutely fascinating struggle where Gukesh found so many ways to keep the game going, Ding did not falter. He played confidently, chased the f-pawn down. Ultimately, the king went all the way back to help out the knight. He won the pawn back, traded off the rooks, and eliminated white's final pawn to make a miraculous draw. What a save. What a fight. And the score remains tied after 7 games. Absolutely stunning action here in the World Championship.